Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm back again for another short video this time, hopefully much shorter than the first one because I don't have to introduce myself and tell you what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to jump straight into it and tell you what I'm going to be doing for today. So my task for today is very simple. I'm just going to be outreaching on LinkedIn. So obviously I've decided my niche, SaaS companies, so I'm just going to be spending the entire day just hunting companies down and outreaching, to be honest. I'm gonna be searching videos online, trying to see the best way to do it. And I have a friend of mine, Fedi Lekmus. He sent me a link of one of his YouTube videos, actually sharing the best way to outreach and, you know, following his scripts and whatnot. Shout out to him, inshallah, he's doing very well for himself. But anyway, the lesson that I wanted to go through, and I want to emphasize, actually, these are not lessons, these are more reminders, because wherever I'm going to teach you guys or remind you guys, sorry, I'm not teaching anything, these are all reminders, because most people, they know what they need to do. However, the majority of us need to be reminded that this is right and this is wrong. Like, we already know what's right and wrong. We just need to be reminded what to do. And we need to be reminded constantly to take action. You know, it's like in school, for example. We know how to study. We know when to study. We know why we need to study, you know, to achieve the grades we want and progress to the next stage. But sometimes we slack off. Sometimes we end up, you know, doom scrolling on Instagram or just on Netflix or gaming or whatever like you do to waste your time. But anyway, the lesson that I wanted to remind you today is that long-term thinking will turn small actions into big results, huge results. And this really correlates with the lesson that I reminded you yesterday, that you need to improve by 1% every day. And if I expand on today's lesson or today's reminder, is that you need to forget about the short-term feelings. You know, how you're going to feel in 2 weeks, that's irrelevant. You know, what you need to remind yourself is that you have a long-term purpose, right? Where do you want to be in 5 to 10 years? That's what matters more. And every skill that you learn today will add value in about 5 to 10 years time, for sure. You know, like I said, small actions, long-term thinking will make small actions turn into big results. And you need to always be looking for consistent direction. And remember, you're not building for this week, you're building for the next 5 to 10 years. So stop stressing about all of these short-term results. Just define and understand your long-term purpose, and you even feel a lot better about yourself, honestly, if you end up doing that. Because if you're just constantly searching for short-term results and just instant like gratification, then you're just gonna feel like you're gonna feel unfulfilled, you're gonna feel discouraged, and you're gonna quit. Honestly, like, this happened to me a lot of times. You know, and I'm sure like a lot of people have experienced this as well. You know, if they're constantly creating a mission and trying to achieve it within as little time as possible, then, you know, like they're never going to achieve that mission at all. They're just going to give up. They're not going to accomplish it because they haven't built enough consistency. Because what's blocking them from being consistent is the lack of purpose. You know, they don't want to carry on because they haven't defined their long-term purpose. So I know I started the lesson by saying think long-term, and I've tried to expand on that as much as I could, but essentially what I mean is, in summary, that focus on where you want to be in 5 to 10 years time, and what purpose you're trying to serve, what position you're trying to be in, rather than how you're going to feel in about a month or two. You know, that's 100% the most important thing, and it's what's going to be most effective for you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for listening.